Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. So this is Nyabuga 55, and today I'm here to give my story. And the reason why I'm giving this story is to encourage somebody maybe who is at the verge of giving up or feeling like life is so unfair to him or her, so that he or she can continue fighting. So I was born in a family of 6 children. That's 3 boys and 3 girls. So my dad was an army and my mom was just a peasant. So when I was 4 years old, an inevitable happened. My dad passed, and what I remember is the that bad picture, the way he was lying down, and people trying to bring back his life by giving him milk. But unfortunately, he passed away. That's when I was 4 years old. So my mom took all the responsibility, that's to take care of 6 children. It was not easy. Remember, she had no job. She was just a peasant, a farmer. So you can imagine the kind of life that she went through after my dad died. So the good thing is that she never gave up. She tried her best. She could do a lot of farming and ensured that all of us, that's the 6 children, went to school and managed to finish our Form 4s. So for me, I remember I was a troublesome kid. Remember, I was just a kid, so I couldn't see the struggles that mom went through so that she could bring food on the table, and at the same time, where she could raise school fees so that we can go to school. So I was so troublesome, and to some point, I remember when I was at class 5 in a school that's in Kisii, known as Lamo Primary School. At class 5, I totally refused to go to school and came back home and told mom, it's either you take me to the school which I want to go, or I'm not going back to school. Of course, the first thing as a parent you can do is cane your child so hard. So that's what she did. She also asked my second born, my brother, to help her cane me so hard. But I was so stubborn. So the following day, they thought that maybe I had changed my mind. But when I was approaching school, I just went into the bushes and spent the whole day there, and then came back during the evening. So something funny happened here. My mom sent me 1,000 shillings, which one of the neighbors owed her this evening. So this is when I saw an opportunity of getting out of home, so that because they were not listening to me. So I went to the neighbor. The neighbor gave me 1,000 Kenyan shillings, but I played smart and said, I'm going to give my mom 500 shillings and then lie to her that there are 500 shillings the neighbor was going to give her, that's the following day. And that's exactly what I did. I came back home with the 500 shillings I gave her, and I lied to her that the other 500 shillings, it was going to be given to her, that's the following day. So my plan was that the following day, I could pretend that I'm waking up and proceed to school. But this is what I did. I had my plan in place. The following day, I woke up, went to school as usual, but now along the way, I had carried some clothes. So I went into the bushes, changed into civilian clothes, and that's how I ended up in the streets of Kisii town. So that's where I started my street life. That's for one continuous week. So what I was wondering is that, okay, I never cared what my mom was going through, my family was going through. It's only that I just wanted my cry to be heard of not wanting to go to the school that I was previously going. So that is what made me make this hard decision of going to the streets and start life there. But you know very well that if you're not used to the street life, after 1 week, life is going to be tough. And at the same time, the 500 shillings that I had stolen, they were not enough to sustain me through the whole week. So it happened that one of the days, the money that I had, I spent it, and it was depleted. So I thought of, okay, what if I just go back home and then now I will be stealing money from my mom's bedroom. At the same time, I could be stealing food because I know it was her home. So I knew all the tricks that I could apply so that at least my life could continue. That's what exactly I did. I went back home, but now my next home was the bushes. So I could sleep in the bushes. And then now during the day, when mom gets out of the house, I remember she used to go and do small businesses selling groundnuts and the chapatis, and also boiled beans. So I could sneak into the house, that's through the window, and then eat to my fullest, and also carry some food into the bushes. And if I could see some money there, I could steal and go back into the bushes. So this went on for another 4 days. So I remember it was an afternoon when I was at the nearby market, just chilling, leaning on one of the poles in the market. And now this is when my mom had come to the market to do some shopping. She saw me, but for me, unfortunately, I didn't see her. So she just tiptoed towards me and held me at my waist, and she said, I am not going to let you go. I do not care what people are going to say, what people are going to, the way people are going to view us. We have to go back home with you. And that's how we walked, and that's from the market to our home. I knew it was going to be a disaster. I was going to be caned so hard. Remember, my second born brother was in a day school. So immediately we arrived at home. My brother was getting out of school, and it was a disaster. I was caned terribly. My mom's strokes were so painful. In fact, they were so painful, more than those of my brother and one of the neighbors who mom had called so that they could support each other in caning me. So they caned me so hard to the point where I had to look for a way of escaping this prison. So a plan immediately came into my mind, and I decided to just go and hide below. That's under bed. That's where my mom sleeps. I knew there my elder brother, my second born brother, would not get in there, and at the same time this neighbor could not get in there. And I remember I was also tiny, so nobody could get under the bed so that he or she can pull me out. And that's how I escaped this caning. I was there, that's under the bed for like 1 hour. So they just gave up, and my neighbor went away, and my brother just went away, and now we remained with my mom, and she begged me to come out of under the bed, and she promised not to cane me. So that's at long last I accepted to come out of under the bed, and then she asked me to perform some punishment, and that was to wash my clothes. Remember, I had not been home for almost 2 weeks continuous, so my clothing, my room, everything was dirty. So I did the washing, everything, while crying, man. This was a terrible day, but it was a way of trying to transform me. But do you know what's funny? This stubborn boy remained stubborn. I still told mom, despite all the caning that you have done, despite all the punishment that you have given me, I'm still not going back to the school that I was previously. So I told her, it's either you take me to the school which I want to go, or I'm not going back to school. You know, at some point as a parent, you just have to do what your kid wants. So she just accepted. She took me to the school which I wanted, and the school was known as Gesabakwa Primary School. So I joined this school, but the school was not performing well at all. In fact, when I joined there, that's in class 5, I was the top performing student in the school with remember it was 250 marks. No, that's very low marks, but for me I was the best in the school. So I stayed there for 1 month. I don't know how I got back into my senses. I realized that okay, I need to be in an environment where there is competitiveness. So I came back to mom and told her that I need to go back to my former school. Just take me back to my former school so that I can continue studying, but under one condition. Talk to the teachers so that they cannot cane me, because if they cane me, I'll still run away from the school and come back home, and I'll never go back to school again. Oh, my mom was relieved. So she went to the school, begged the teachers, and then asked them to be friendly with me. And that's how I went back to my former school. And things started taking a different direction, because immediately I went back now to this former school of mine, the Slamo Primary School. I met a friend by the name Charles Ombongi. Wherever you are, God bless you. So this guy was a genius. He was bright. So you know, the kind of friend you hang out with determines the kind of results you also get. So I also started improving. I got some encouragement from Charles. You see, I wanted to be better. I want to be a genius like him. So we started together, and before the end of class 6, I was somewhere. I was top 5 in our class, and that was a very great improvement. So when we got to class 7, that's in Lamu High School, I was among the best student. It said that Charles was position 1, and a certain guy known as Sebastian was position 2, and I position 3. Or I could be position 2, Charles position 1, Sebastian position 3. At the same time, Sebastian also could come to position 1. Then I become position 2, Charles position 3. So that's how competitive it was. And I started enjoying studying. But now, unfortunately, after class 7, that's now when we were promoted to class 8, everybody departed. I was taken to Nyaora Primary School. Charles went to a different school. And the only guy who remained in Lamo High School is Sebastian. But now, because I had a good foundation from Lamo High School in Nyaora Primary School, I still didn't perform poorly. I managed to score 320 marks in KCP. Then after that, I joined Pope Benedict Minor Seminary, where life was all about prayer. And the reason why I joined this school is because my mom wanted me to be a priest. So now, considering that I had become a good boy to some degree, I decided to follow mom's dream. So that's why I joined Pope Benedict Minor Seminary. So that's where I studied for 4 years, but something bad happened. So in my Form 4, I became a bad boy again. I felt like these studies are punishing me. So I stopped studying and just become a bad boy. So the results of being a crooked boy, when we performed our KCSE, that's in the year 2017, I failed terribly. I remember I had a seaplane. At the same time, this is when the CS for Education, that's Fred Matiang'i, had worked so hard to ensure there was no cheating that's in the exam. When I went back home after the results were out, Mama told me that I believe in you. I know you're not a fool. So you can do something. What do you think? I told her just to go to one of the day schools near our home. Then I'll just join these day schools and then I give my one last shot. And that's what she did. She went to St. Patrick's Secondary School. She was denied a chance. Then she proceeded to Rio Tero Mixed SDA Secondary School. That's where now the principal accepted me to go and join this school. So that's why I did my Form 4. Of course, there were a lot of challenges. I had no uniform. I had no books. You see, now my mom is struggling so hard to ensure that we eat. There is finding school fees for my other siblings. So it was tough. But the principal was compassionate enough to allow me to study with using the uniform of my previous school. Then with the time, they offered to give me exercise books, and that's how my journey began. I could use old shoes to go to school, so I was I don't care to some degree, and that's what kept me moving. And God works in a miraculous way. So during our exams, when we could do our exams in this school, the principal could give some presents. I remember at some point he gave out calculators, and also there were weekly contests where we could contest against each other. That's among us the students, and there were presents. Then at some point money could be given out. So I remember I used to utilize this opportunity very well. So majority of the presents were coming to me. Even my uniforms, they came to me as a present. And that's how I survived in this school. And I finished that Form 4 in 2018. And I had a very great friend in the school, a Kalenjin friend. His name was Eric Kater. Eric Kater, wherever you are, God bless you. I finished the Form 4 and I performed well. And that's how I joined Murang'a University of Technology, where I came to pursue medical laboratory science. So something bad happened. After my first year, my mom got ill and she died. This broke me so hard. In fact, I ended up deferring because I couldn't concentrate. and then I felt like nobody was hearing me. You know, losing somebody who could make you push yourself, who could make you do your best in everything that you could do. It was tough. But this is a story for another day. So that's part of my story. If you feel like you have gone through the same journey like mine, so keep going. There is always something better ahead. So keep pushing, and we're gonna get through this pain of life together. Somebody talked of this sentence that life will always be pain. So it's only up to us to try as much as possible to accept the pain as it comes, and then we continue surviving with life. So the moment you master pain, the moment you master to survive in pain, then you have conquered everything. Thank you so much for your time. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so, and also like the video. Comment if you have anything that I feel like sharing with us. Thank you so much for your time. Peace.